It is very sensitive territory. However, we can have exclusion and fairness. We just have to put fairness first and come up with a better solution. You know, if you look across Olympic sports, and obviously that includes cycling, you're looking at a 10 to 20%, even 30% in weightlifting difference, which is absolutely vast. And anyone that's gone through male puberty is not going to be able to mitigate against all those advantages. Now, at the moment, we spend millions trying to stop people from having the tiniest advantage by taking drugs so that they're cheating. But yet women are supposed to move over so that males can come into their sports and just give up their trophies, their wins, their places, their scholarships. It just seems so incredibly unfair, you know, whereas if we created an open category and a protected female category, everybody would be included, but everybody would also be able to have fair sport. And sport by nature is exclusionary. You know, we have the under-10s race.
You were really good at swimming, Sharron. Most of us are hopeless at it, you know?
Yeah, and some of us were good at it once upon a time and not so much nowadays. You know, that's the thing. But you're talking about female athletes that have given up absolutely years of their lives to be the very best they can be. Now, last week at the NC2As, which is the college championships in America, we saw an athlete called Leah Thomas who went from being over 500th in their particular race in the men's activities when they competed as a men up until they were 21 years old to number one in the women's race, beating 3 Olympic silver medalists. I just can't see how that's mitigating. You know, if it was mitigating, you would come 500ths in the women's events as well as in the men's.
And obviously it varies from sport to sport. I mean, I was talking to somebody at the weekend about the amazing Cheltenham Gold Cup winner, woman, jockey, competing on more equal terms. But, you know, where the long levers kick in, obviously Leah Thomas swimming, that counts hugely. The long levers that you need to excel in swimming, but also actually, I'm guessing that has to apply in cycling as well, doesn't it? Muscle mass.
Yeah, well, cycling has what's called a Q angle as well, which is to do with your hips to knee. And in fact, women obviously having childbearing hips have a very different hip shape. So that's an advantage in cycling, which is never going to disappear, you know, if you suppress testosterone. But if you've had testosterone for 21 years of your life, you're really not going to be able to remove it ever. It's always going to give you an advantage. And I think that's the point. You know, is it fair to ask women to give up their right to fair sport, whereas it doesn't work in the other direction. So you talk about trans athletes, those females that transition to be trans men will not impact men's sport at all, which again emphasizes that there's a benefit to being biologically male.